Another day full of hypocrisy at the worldwide leader, ESPN. It's only Wednesday, and we have already developed a theme for the channel this week. It seems ESPN has went into overdrive to prove to all of us just how biased and hypocritical that they are. The thing is, they didn't have to prove it. We already know ESPN's garbage. The network used to be my go to place for sports news, pregame shows, postgame shows. I used to watch ESPN religiously. I can't tell you the last time I have watched something on ESPN outside of a live sporting event. I'll catch a clip or two of woke take online here and there, but I only do that to eviscerate Stephen A. Smith for saying something stupid. I could fill this channel every day with reactionary content of Stephen A. Smith saying just the most ridiculous and asinine things. He's a fraud. Stephen A. Smith is a fraud. He preaches the message of ESPN, equality, inclusion. Yet you watch Woke Take or any NBA programming on ESPN, there is absolutely no equality, no inclusion, no diversity. It's BET, which is fine, but don't preach to me about diversity when you're actually anti diversity. It's the hypocrisy that pisses me off. Now, Stephen A. Smith is not the target of today's video. We spend enough time discrediting him. Today, the woker of the day is Michael Eaves. We have never talked about Michael Eaves before here on the channel. The reason being, he's irrelevant. He's not on my radar. Outkick actually brought this story to my attention. It is another shining example of the blatant hypocrisy at ESPN and the people who work there. The Louisville Courier-Journal posted an article last May on the unlikely success of Michael Eaves. Michael is biracial. He grew up in a black family in a town made up of 99% white people. The odds were stacked against him at birth. His only option was to work in the coal mines, but Michael had bigger dreams for himself. He set out to be the biggest social justice warrior at ESPN. This entire article was framed as Michael Eaves trekking through these uncharted racial waters, finding a way out of small town America to obtain his success. But his success story isn't any different than anyone else's. It has nothing to do with race. It's similar to stories of other successful people. The road to success is tough, it's lonely, it's less traveled. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Michael Eaves and the success, everything that he went through, but it's no different than what somebody like Tom Brady went through, or Stephen A. Smith, LeBron James, Brett Favre. Hell, Brett Favre. Brett Favre was from Kiln, Mississippi, and he made it all the way to Green Bay, won a Super Bowl. He's a Hall of Fame NFL player. You can make it out of small town America and be a national success. Now, Michael Eaves joined ESPN in 2015, and for 5 years, his primary role was hosting the late night edition of SportsCenter, which not a bad gig, but definitely not a high profile role at the network. SportsCenter is not the ratings juggernaut it was when I was growing up. When is the last time a SportsCenter anchor became a household name? The career trajectory of Michael Eaves, it began to change in the summer of 2020. Now, what happened to propel his career? Did he emulate Stuart Scott, who had unmatched charisma and witty catchphrases? No, Michael Eaves is rather boring. Did he increase ratings for SportsCenter? No. SportsCenter is more or less irrelevant now than it was in 2015 when he started. Michael Eaves, he took the more, we'll call it the more traditional route to success at ESPN. That route, of course, is you attempt to hurt someone else's career to further your own. Michael Eaves pulled a Maria Taylor a full year before she ruined the career of Rachel Nichols. ESPN was doing a social justice special in the summer of 2020. The executive of the special, Michael Fountain, he wanted to include Sage Steele. Now, Michael Eaves went to him personally, got Sage Steele removed from the program. What was the reason? Sage Steele wouldn't be accepted by what we consider the black community. In other words, Sage Steele had a different opinion, an opinion not shared by the majority at ESPN. Now, since that happened, the career of Michael Eaves has taken off. Remember, He spent his first 5 years at the network just wasting away on SportsCenter. Last summer, he signed a lucrative contract extension with ESPN. Next month, he is taking over hosting duties on NBA Countdown, the NBA pregame show that has shuffled through host and analysts more than a blackjack dealer at a casino. But here's where the hypocrisy comes in. Mark Jones, another social justice warrior at ESPN, not to be confused with Mike Jones, the Houston rapper who was popular in 2005. Yesterday, Mark Jones tweeted about the need to expand the WNBA. What? Expand the WNBA? This fucking league can't sell tickets in the 12 markets that they're in right now. Hell, they can't get people to attend a championship parade for free. Remember the video I did back in October, the WNBA championship parade in Chicago? Remember that video I showed you pictures of the crowd at the parade? I've seen more people at a Roach's funeral than attended that parade. Expand the WNBA. Are you kidding me? The damn league is more likely to shut down than expand. In order to expand, you need to turn a profit, something the WNBA has failed to do in its 25-year existence. Anyway, Michael Eaves responds to Mark Jones with the typical attention-seeking behavior tweet, a response that he knew would elicit boners from all the virgins on Twitter. I want women to have more opportunities to fulfill their professional sports dreams. Oh. So now you're all about empowering women. Now you are. You weren't worried about female empowerment when you were denigrating Sage Steele, insinuating she wasn't black enough to be in your bullshit social justice special, all because she had a different opinion than you did. Trust me, with everything that she has said, as outspoken as she's been, if Sage Steele were white, ESPN would have fired her by now. If you don't believe me, go ask Rachel Nichols. But ESPN is afraid to fire Sage Steele. And you know what? Good for her. Good for Sage Steele, using ESPN's own bias and bullshit against them. She uses their hypocrisy against them and still calls them out for it. Michael Eaves, ESPN, they claim to be all about female empowerment, opportunities for female athletes, girl power. How long have we been talking about Lia Thomas here on the channel? It's got to be going on 3 months now. I've done numerous videos, hours of research on this story. You know how many times Michael Eaves has mentioned Lia Thomas on SportsCenter? You know how many times Lia Thomas has been mentioned on ESPN? ESPN is supposedly a sports network, right? They're all about girl power. Well, Lia Thomas is breaking records in women's swimming. When Michael Phelps was breaking records, ESPN covered him extensively, yet they've mentioned Lia Thomas a total of 0 times. Why? Why? Are they sexist? Is Lia Thomas not on the same level as Michael Phelps because she's a woman? Wait. Let me check myself there for a second. Is Lia Thomas not on the same level as Michael Phelps because she identifies as a woman? Big difference. Michael Eaves, ESPN, they don't mention Lia Thomas because they know it would expose them as frauds. You can't preach female empowerment, more opportunities for women in sports, when you have a damn man stealing those same opportunities from biological women. This is why the idea of social justice cannot work. It's why the idea of inclusion for all can't work. The very premise is faulty. Social justice warriors preach equality, inclusion. Both are myths. You can't include everybody. You can't include transgender athletes in this case in women's sports and have equality at the same time. Now, I've laid off Lia Thomas lately because I'm tired of giving her the attention that she craves. But I saw a story the other day where Lia Thomas is comparing herself to Jackie Robinson. Now, before I destroy this notion, I want you to think about something. If a white quarterback won a national championship at the HBCU level of college football and compared himself to Jackie Robinson, he was breaking color barriers, what would the media reaction be to that? They would crucify him. But because Lia Thomas is in a protected class, The comparison to Jackie Robinson gets ignored. Lia Thomas comparing herself to Jackie Robinson is insulting. I'll be honest with you, it's insulting. Jackie Robinson battled real racism. He endured relentless abuse to break the color barrier in Major League Baseball. Jackie Robinson is a legend. He didn't wake up one morning and identify as a black man. He was a black man. What barriers is Lia Thomas breaking through? What has she done that was so tough, so courageous? It takes no courage or skill whatsoever to wake up one morning, look in the mirror, and decide, today I'll become a woman. The truth is, ESPN, the rest of the woke media, they are terrified of Lia Thomas. They want this story to go away because there's no defending the indefensible. They know there is nothing they can say that can convince people that Lia Thomas isn't bullshit. So they do the same thing they're doing with Shamath Palihapitiya. They ignore it. Michael Eaves covers the NBA, refuses to acknowledge this story, just like he refused to acknowledge Lia Thomas when Outkick called him out on his girl power tweet yesterday. All right, let me know what you guys think. Give me your thoughts on Michael Eaves and his career trajectory at ESPN after he proved himself as a loyal SJW. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.